Hey folks, we're back. It's Monday again. Monday, week 5. Start of block number 2. That means I'm having an FTP test tomorrow. And so it's good practice to just do some openers today. Get the legs working again, loosen them up, waking them up. I've picked what is that? Yeah, just a bit over 100k, mostly downhill right now. I'm gonna do because I really don't feel like shifting enough for that before getting off the bike, eating and going to bed. I think we're gonna do some openers, just a few short efforts to wake up the legs, a few sprints, stuff like that, nothing to get me tired. Just to get the legs ready for tomorrow. Since this virtual ride is really quite flat, I picked a virtual triathlon bike to do it, mostly downhill. That also makes sure I only take 2.5 hours as planned, rather than 3 or something like that. But that would obviously be cheating if I wasn't riding on my tri-bars on my actual bike. It's good training because I do that a lot when I'm riding outside again.
2 hours later.
So, 2.5 hours at zone 2, done. And 2.5 hours in the aero bars. Well, good to train that again, I think. Once I get outside again, with spring weather coming up, hopefully soon, that's a skill that's going to come in really handy. Right now I'm riding on Roller, new virtual cycling platform, and just adding around half an hour, doing my openers, a few short sprints, a few sustained efforts of some very few minutes to not tire myself out all that much, a few cadence bursts. Then I'm gonna down my recovery berry juice and call it a night. Doing something like that after a 2.5 hour ride actually comes down to good nutrition. I upped my nutrition game this week a little bit, back to 75 grams of carbs per hour, which for 3 hours, which I'm doing now, isn't really much of a big deal. It's going to be more interesting when I do it for 5 to 6 hours at some point, hopefully next week. But it seems my power has risen. We'll know more tomorrow. I obviously also need to take in more energy to make up for that. 75 grams for now, hoping to get back towards 100. Maybe by the end of those 12 weeks. We'll see. Hey folks, welcome back. Tuesday. I guess there's no two ways about it. Today's a day for pain and suffering and sweat and tears and blood. I'm gonna do my FTP test in a little while. Decided to do the ramp test again, and currently warming up on Roller for, well, some 45 minutes I reckon. And then I'll start the ramp test protocol. Okay, I guess it's time to put a wrap on my little warm-up ride here. Done a bit more than half an hour, but I'm kind of anxious to crack on, because those things don't get better if you have time to dwell on them. The custom workout I created for my test ramps up all the way to 600 watts. I'm not going to need that today. Last time I died towards the end of the 425 watt step. So obviously I hope I can better that today, but we'll see. But yeah, I think there's no danger I'm gonna max out that workout anytime soon. I'm gonna quit out of Roller now and get back on Indie Velo, because that's where I have my workout. And I'll see you guys there. Here we go. Yeah. Yep. Exactly as awful as last time. Came a bit further this time.
A few moments later.
Kinda caught my breath again now. Yeah, just a little bit of moth. And it says that I'm at 271 watts now, which would be an 11 watt increase. I mean, I'll take it, but it is a bit weird because the last days it did feel like I had gained a good bit more, but that could also just be gains in my endurance from, well, riding much more, doing much more endurance. But workouts in the next 2 days, I guess will show us more. For now, I'm glad that's over. On my group right now, and that's climbing. Still, the company's fun. It's a fun ride. And, well, that's probably all I'm going to do today then. As knackered as always. This test is a killer. And done. Not gonna lie, it wasn't easy to hold to zone 2 during the group right now, but that happens when you go all out. Still, did it. Got in an hour and a half. Pretty happy with that. And now, yeah, off the bike, shower, large dinner, and then sleep to recover from this. Hey folks, day after the carnage, back on the bike, and I'm aiming for a long endurance ride today. I've picked something that should take me around 6 hours. Training plan rules state that I shouldn't ride for more than 6 hours at a time, which means I can ride for 6 hours at a time. And that's what I'm trying today. Let's see how it goes. In theory, 6 hours shouldn't be much of an obstacle for me, but you never know. I guess we'll know more in 6 hours. I'll talk to you guys then, unless something drastic happens before that.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And guess what? Nothing drastic did happen. It's 5 hours and a bit over 40 minutes later, and I'm almost done. Feeling great, had lots of power. Weirdly didn't feel anything from yesterday. So that is, as they say, an open and closed case. Nice one. The usual now. Eat something, have a shower, and then back to Snoozle land. And I'll see you tomorrow. Back on the bike. This may come as a bit of a shocker, but it is not actually Thursday, but Saturday. Life happened, and I ended up taking 2 consecutive rest days. I have about 6 hours to go this week, all in Zone 2, and it is quite possible that all of that is going to happen today. Doing some Zone 2 workouts on Ruby again now. After that, there's my group ride, which I expect to be somewhat in the 3-hour region today. Once that is done, I'm going to finally try those new routes on roller. And that may be that for this week. We'll see. But yeah, the goal is 6 hours again today.
A few moments later.
First workout is complete, and a little bit of a rant here. Ruby workouts continues to annoy me. For one thing, it does internally count your elevation, but when it gets pushed to training platforms out of the app, you don't get a map, and they don't get your elevation that you did. When I'm doing a structured workout outside, I'm still getting my elevation. I'm not doing that on the flat. And it's very obvious that the gradients that you're riding at are impacting your speed, regardless of the power you do in that certain interval. But, well, that's the small annoyance. Bigger annoyance is that you actually get workout prompts that are 10-15 years in the past that are just wrong. In this past workout now, first of all, They said use this time to cool down because that helps with your recovery. That has literally been disproven. If you're not coming out of a hard workout, you want to go straight back into another hard workout, whether you cool down or not has no impact at all on your recovery times. And then next thing they say, stretch to improve your recovery, which also has literally been disproven. Don't get me wrong, I like my cool downs. I don't like getting off the bike completely sweaty, and I don't like stretching, but some people do. And if you like to do it for flexibility or stuff, go for it. I do stretches in my yoga, but it's been proven in many studies that it has absolutely no impact whatsoever on your recovery, neither of those two things. So that's a bit annoying. Those workouts seem relatively new. Probably they just didn't feel like updating their knowledge base, which isn't great for new athletes who are getting into the sport. You should be on par with where sports science is at. That's only my opinion. A little rant here. What I do like about doing workouts on Ruby is you can enjoy the scenery without having to worry about shifting and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to continue doing it for, but there's just too many downsides to do the main part of my workouts there. Rant over. Right, on my group right now, 10 people showed up today, myself included, and 85 and a bit K to go. Just started literally. Just doing my zone 2 thing to probably close up this week tonight.
3 hours later.
And that's a wrap on this week. Spent my last half an hour and a bit on roller now. Group ride ended up taking 3 hours and a bit over half. And yeah, just filled up the time here now on roller. Finally getting around to checking out those 2 new courses. Quick little cool down now because I don't like getting off the bike sweating like crazy. That also rounds out this week. I should end up somewhere in the 18-hour region in total. And that's what I had in mind. Now tomorrow's another rest day. Yeah, that's how you know you ride your bike a lot. You do 18 hours a week and still end up with 3 rest days. Legs have been feeling great in those past 2 days, and my zone 2 power continues to grow. Curious to see what performance gains there will be. I'm gonna do a hard workout soon, some point next week, just to check where I stand, and if that feels realistic. If it doesn't, I'm obviously gonna adjust and then head into the upcoming training with good feelings all over. Nice one. Saturday night. I'm done with the training for this week. I'm chill tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.